Hey, good morning, guys. Monday morning, and as you can imagine, I'm having some technical difficulties. I know it's an amazing surprise for you guys, but yeah, it's happening. But I think we got it all kicked. I'm trying to use the PC this morning, so that should be exciting. Maybe it'll be a little bit smoother with the Adobe Illustrator. I'm having some trouble, of course, with playing music, so it might just be you guys listening to me breathe. We'll figure it out. I hear music. Yeah, how about that?
A
Now,
joke!
A joke!
Who's the world's greatest athlete?
Who?
The guy who finishes first and third in a master.
Okay, so oh, good golly, we might be better off without the music. I'm looking at the chat screen on my MacBook and working on the PC, so that's why I keep looking off to the side. The camera's right up here, of course, but I'm like, hey everybody, how's it going? The show that I went to last week, the Evansville Art Crawl last Friday was really good. I was killing it. I could barely even sit down, and I couldn't even add whiskey to my McDonald's cup of soda. That's how busy I was until about an hour and a half in. So I'll take it. What's going on here? All right, so here's Troll. He still has his hat on, because why not? And he's mad. It zoomed in like that on its own. All right, cool. Glad to hear it, Ron. Thanks for being my ears out there. What is going on here? Glad you guys are here to just see me bop around this. All right, so the screen just zoomed in for no reason. I didn't tell it to do it. I'm trying to think of how I want his face. He's smelling some gross fumes coming across, so we're just gonna do this with them. Erase these guys. Alright. I guess he could be pinching his nose. We don't need to see his whole mouth. His whole disgusted mouth to know that he's disgusted. That was a terrible line. Alright. So I feel very discombobulated this morning, so let's take a minute to woo-saw. Alright, and he's gonna have a tie, actually. I'm just trying to make it so that it reads as a tie, since you're not used to seeing him in a tie, you know? Okay, and then J-Puff is up here. As always. So I got a bill in the mail from my insurance company, my health insurance, because, as you know, I'm a freelance artist, so I get the old Obamacare, the ACA, and my rate is like $121 a month. It's pretty affordable, but for whatever reason, my bill this time was $360 something. So I need to call them, which is, just illustrates, no pun intended, why I need to get a full-time job. What is? Sorry. Because the last time I was a full-time freelancer, it got all screwed up too on me. It's just a real pain in the ass. Okay, so his ears are weird, but we'll fix that. And I think we're just gonna, we'll draw some table skirt lines here. but I think that needs to show what I want it to show. And then this, let's save it. We're having so many weird problems going on. I'm just gonna save it. I've got this saved as the wrong. Tootsie Rogue was a different strip that I was working on for Maximum HP magazine. When I was setting this all up, I was testing it out, but this will do it. All right, so Trolls there, and just gaze into my eyes as I figure out where I'm going with this run. So he, basically they're getting crop dusted, is what's happening. So at the wedding that we were at, that J-Puff officiated, we were just sitting there minding our own business, and someone just crop dusted us. So at least it inspired some artistic outpouring. So that's what's happening here, is getting crop dusted. And I'm trying to think of just what the second frame should be. The third frame is going to be the payoff. More of a close-up of Troll's disgusting face. Jerking his thumb over in a certain direction. And that's a pretty wonky looking thumb, but we'll fix it on the glare. Thanks, Rob. Alright, he's going to be looking over in a certain direction, giving the old side eye. And we'll just have a little hint of his tie there. I don't want it curling up like Dilbert or anything like that. I think his nose needs to be more, well, his nose needs to be just a touch more central. Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out what to do, like I said, with scheduling, because I leave for Garrick, or I keep doing that, North Texas RPG Con so horribly early in the morning on Thursday, the 7th, I believe, of June. And so, it might not conflict with this stream, but yeah, we could probably still do that first week. Now that I'm thinking about it, now that I'm thinking out loud. All right, and so I don't think we need. I'm gonna leave that room up on top for some dialogue, and if we need to put J-Puff in there, we can. But it's been established in the other stream that she's there. And then this this frame is gonna be the payoff. It's gonna be a guy like leaning on the bar. And he's wearing like a pilot's jacket, goggles, a scarf. Maybe like a fancy mustache. I mean, wouldn't you suspect this guy of crop dusting you? Because he's dressed like a pilot? Get it? Crop dusters are pilots? Oh, man. These jokes write themselves. Alright, he's holding a drink. Let's give him a little bit more of an elbow there. This is just the blue line. Let's just get the shapes in. Give him some fancy pants. I don't know what kind of pants fancy pilots wear. But I figure, like, you know, some knickers. Like knee-high boots. Like an old-timey pilot. Okay, so I want to make him less central. I'm going to drag him over kind of off to the side here. And then I want to establish that bar behind him. So he's just kind of, his hands kind of hanging down. There's the bar. There's like a stool here. Well, don't worry, that won't be as crappy in the in the ink layer. We'll take it all and kind of move it down because we need room for a word balloon up in the upper left-hand corner of that. Pardon me while I drink this. We're drinking Diet 7-Up this morning because we've already had enough caffeine to kickstart this beast. Okay, so I think that's pretty good. Let's save it. And then we're going to jump over to the balloon layer. Yeah, this saves way faster. So far, knock on wood, I'm happy with upgrading from the MacBook to the PC now that we got the camera issues worked out, and we got my OS is a fresh install. It's not lagging. I don't have a lot of things happening in the background. I don't use this computer for anything except for playing video games and now drawing these things. So it's not like I'm in the dark web picking up all kinds of viruses or stuff. I don't even use it for email. So hopefully it'll stay relatively clean. Alright, so we got this guy going. We gotta put our caps locks on. Uh-oh, one thing I just realized is that I might not have Kabbalah font. Gotta load it onto this machine. And I don't. So, let's take a trip together, shall we? I just said that I don't use this machine for anything except for gaming and drawing, and now I'm going off to a website to download it for you. But seriously, it's a legitimate website. So we go to defont.com and search for Kabbalah. It's C-A-B-A-L-A, I believe. And there it is. So we're just going to download it again. Super fast, 100 megabyte download speed. I'm just going to install this bad boy font right now. We're going to need it. Sorry for the... It's always something. It's always something. Alright, so we got that going. And now let's try this. This type of Kabbalah. There it is. What time to be alive. Alright, we got the caps locks on. And Troll is going to be saying... Ugh. Some jerk. Can't see my keys, there's a glare. There you go. Just cropped us this. Alright, and I think that's enough type for that first panel. I'm just going to make sure that it is 18. Right now it's 12. And then we're going to just pull this around. And we're going to, set up centered. We don't want that hyphenation in there, so we'll get rid of the hyphenation. We'll put in just one more. Let's see. Brad, you're saying I'm getting a text from Brad saying the music is too loud from a minute ago. So I'm just gonna kill this music, man. It's causing more trouble than it's worth. Either that, or maybe my mic is too low. Let's check the OBS. So there's two people watching, which is Brad and Rom, or the three watching now: Brad and Rom, and a mystery watcher. So I can, I feel a little comfortable just goofing around here. So I'll kick up my mic, and we'll just kill that music. We don't need it until I work out the kinks. We're fine. All right, so I'm jumping back over here to to the paragraph. Alright, I don't like the way that flows. So some jerk just crop dusted as he walked by. Just adding words to maybe make the shape of the paragraph a little bit more attractive. Some jerk just crop dusted as he walked by. Yeah, that's fine. If I need to, I can move J-Puff down a little bit or make her smaller or whatever. That's what the blue line. That's the whole point of the blue line, is that we can adjust things. All right, yeah, Brad. I just killed the music. Let's just kill the music altogether for today. All right. So then, in this panel, he's going to be saying, "Bet it was that guy over there." I'm just wondering if I want J-Puff in this frame saying who would do something like that. But I think this is okay. I was going to have more of dialogue saying, I have a pretty good idea who did it. And, J-Puff saying, who would do something like that? And Troll saying, I have a pretty good idea. This has been kicking around in my head for, a week and a half or so. And then have the third panel be the pilot, and then a balloon coming in off the side saying, I think it was that guy over there. But I think that is a little heavy-handed. I think this might work out better. Some jerk just crop dusted walk by. I bet it was that guy over there. And then just have the pilot standing there looking guilty. I think that's a way better way to do it. So, I've been putting the balloons on the blue line layer, so I'm gonna have to fix that too. The wheels are falling off this operation, kids. All right, and I think as long as I nail kind of the guilty look on this guy's face, this will be pretty funny. All right. So let's select these guys. We're going to cut them by doing Control X and jump up to the balloons layer. And then if you paste in place, just Control B, it drops them right back in where they were. Okay, and then I want to jump down to the blue line layer. Yeah, it could be the mic, Brad. I've got so many other mics. I've got a boom mic that's actually on, but I don't have it leveled out. And I've got mics coming from both the webcams and who knows what else. So I'll figure out. I'll run some test videos, which I should have done, I guess, this weekend, and figure out what a good level is. Can you guys hear me okay now? I mean, without the music, or is it still a little low? Okay, good. All right. Yeah, so we'll just go with this for now. I'm going to cheat this and just make Troll bigger. All right, I don't like... I'm going to change this back to Guy because I already used Jerk in the first panel. I could change it to Asshole, but... there's no need to be gross. Okay, cool. So let's save that. And I think we're ready to hop onto the ink layer. So we'll make sure that we're actually on the ink layer this time. We're going to change the brush to black. We got the blob brush going. I think we're ready to hit this thing. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit. We'll make this happen. Sorry I keep rubbing my nose. Winston's been shedding a lot lately, so I'm blaming him. All right, so let's see how this goes. looks like that loop filled in a little bit on the blue line, so hopefully, yeah, no problems. No problems here on the real thing. So we'll just take our time and this bow here. Like I say, sorry about the late start today. Yeah. if this is how I am coked out, can you imagine how I'd be normally? All right, I wonder, what do you guys think? Should I? He's dressed up. He's got a tie on. Should I keep the beanie, or should I give him like a little fedora or a little top hat or something off on the side, or a fez? I can do that. What do you guys think? I'll let you vote while I have a delicious drink of Diet 7-Up. Ask for it by name. Ding. I can keep drawing the rest of this too. It doesn't matter. I get my inspiration from Colombia. Alright, so now this I need to pay a little bit better attention to. Than I did in the blue line. The good news today is that we don't have to draw all the dang plaid on Troll's shirt because he's wearing a nice tie. So what do you guys think for a hat? Do you think top hat, fedora, a fez, or should I just keep it with the keep it going with the beanie? See, I'm trying to vary my lines there. Oops. Come on now. I'm trying to vary my lines there. Make it a lighter line when it's inside the gas fume and a heavier line when it's normal. So we got this as a lighter line inside here. And then we can do just the heavy line to... There we go. The table skirt, and then these gas lines can be pretty heavy. I'm going to redraw that one. I'm actually going to change the brush to make it smooth out a little bit. Usually I'm complaining that it doesn't smooth enough, and but for this I think I want it to smooth out a little bit. Alright, Ram, you got it. You were the first one to answer. Alright, that's good. And then his nose. Keep the beanie. Let me zoom in on his eyeballs here. Alright, and then his mouth can still be disgusted. Alright, yeah, that's okay. Nice thick line for his chrome dome there. I'm going to to change that that smoothing back down. I just needed it for those gas fumes. I think his ear needs to be a little bit smaller than it was in the blue line there. Yeah, see, the minute I turn that smoothing off, then my hand gets all janky. Yeah, this is going okay. Come on. Alright, there we go. My brush weren't drawing at all for a second there. So I'm excited about some of the stories I'll be telling in the new format. When my buddy Josh emailed me about it, he sent me just a laundry list of examples that he could remember off the top of his head, because he was there for some of them, or some of them are even his stories. And that was actually the original intent of this strip, was to kind of be autobiographical. And most of these strips have been. Like, for instance, this one, a guy actually crop dusted us at this wedding, so... Or somebody did, I don't know who it was. Either that or the girl that was all dressed up next to me might have floated an air biscuit, you never know. But obviously whoever did it wasn't dressed like an old-timey pirate, or a pilot. Okay. And then let's save that. And then we're gonna... What is going on? We still got some gremlins in the works. I gotta watch the broadcast to see if that actually see, woo! It starts flying away, and I don't know. I didn't do anything at all. It just started doing that. So let's zoom in here on this guy's face, and we'll try not to screw this up. Is it still? Yeah, okay. The brush is still sensitive, so that's good. Get these goggles on here. This old-timey leather helmet. I just zoomed out for no reason whatsoever. Alright, we'll get these, I want his eyes to be nice and shifty. Alright, and then, let's see, his scarf coming all the way down there. His fancy epaulets here. There you go. We just got to be a little bit more, thorough with the black line than we were with the blue line. That was a terrible line, so I'm going to... Zoomed out without me asking it to. But that's okay. It's better than the first time I tried to do it with the PC. Remember that fiasco? It just kept, changing the brush size. Maybe I shouldn't remind it. but it kept changing the brush size for no reason. I think this guy should be wearing, like, gloves. So I'm going to erase what I've got here and here. And give him, like, some gauntlets. Let's see here. No, he didn't say anything at all about Gary Con. I expected in pure Josh fashion for him to say, "Hey, when is that thing?" Like the weekend after. He's done that several times in his career. When was that convention we were going to go to? 3 weeks later, but he never mentioned it. What he had been doing is every once in a while. I know he doesn't read the strip. He's not a backer or anything either. So every once in a while I would just send him one. I would like email him one of the strips if I thought that he would think it was funny. Usually one of the more outlandish ones or gross ones or whatever. And he didn't know that I had like a whole strip going on. So he thought I was just like making random strips every couple of weeks and like mailing them to him. And so he didn't know that I already had like all these established characters and plot lines and kind of tone and voice and everything already set up for it. So he'd been ruminating on it for weeks of like how to tell me. Oh yeah, Brad. He'd been ruminating for weeks on how to tell me that my strip was terrible, and he didn't realize that I had like way more invested into it than he thought. But his criticisms were still on point, though. Just that I have funnier stories to tell than cats wanting their litter box cleaned. And yeah, that's true. I think one of the things that we're up against was, like I mentioned, we're against time here. I try to get these things done in an hour for everybody's sake, twice a week, and some of those longer stories just can't be told in an hour. There you go. I don't want to break out like a straight line tool because the rest of this is so ooey gooey. But I do want kind of a semblance of straight lines happening here. So what I'm just gonna do going forward is I'll tell those longer stories because they're amusing and they deserve to be told. But I'll break them up. So I'll be like, all right, well, we'll get to a kind of a stopping point in the arc, and then to be continued. More of a serial, I guess. I actually used to keep a notebook of ideas for an autobiography of the exact same thing. Like, I had this trip to the Soviet Union when I was 17 years old, and all kinds of crazy shit happened when we were there. Just stories to be told. Probably, of no interest to 99.99999% of the world, but whatever. Okay. Yeah, so I think that's pretty good. Let's hide the blue line, and then we can take a look at his face. His side eye and his little pouty lip, I think, are doing all right. I think maybe I want to move his arm down to match the countertop. I'll get rid of that little patch too. So he was all butthurt. What did he say after, Brad? Why didn't you remind me what day it was? That's pretty ramshackle there. Let's see if we can do a better job. Alright, so I want this skyline there. think that's okay. I kind of want little fringes here on the bottom of his scarf. Okay, so I can actually have that first line, I can have J-Puff saying that. Just give her a line. And then troll. That's like a weird looking troll there in the second one. Alright, let's go up to balloon layer. Move that guy over just a little bit. I'm going to, on the ink layer, grab this guy. Move him down just a little bit. Just for flow. Yeah, Brad, that's par for the course. I don't know how many times he's done that to me. Alright. You know, I feel like I could put some wings on this guy's jacket, but we kind of get the idea that he's a pilot. I don't know that would be necessary. I'm gonna see if I can not mess with this. Yeah, I think that's enough. I'm not gonna mess with it before I screw it up. Alright, so just gonna save that. And then we're gonna hop to the shading layer. Make the brush a little bit bigger. So we'll take that up to 7. And we're gonna pick a light gray. And do our thing. I can turn this lamp off, I don't need it. The Illustrator zoomed itself out again. Dang it, come on now. I put a new tip on my stylus here for the Wacom. Very nice. She glides like a dream. We fill in these parts here. You know, in the other strip, she had her stole on from being an officiant, and I'm not gonna put it in this one because it would just kind of be a little confusing. I'd be fighting the rest of the composition. It's so refreshing not to have to draw all those squares on his shirt. It's these silences, though, that make us miss the music, doesn't it? Get his little mustache out there. I almost made him Amish. So I started working, like I said, I named this file the wrong one. It's called Tootsie Rogue, as you can probably see up on the screen there. Instead of naming this for today's or for tomorrow's date like I normally do with the Troll and Friends ones. Because I thought I had the template all set up for this stream, but it wasn't. It was for the the stuff that I'm doing for Maximum HP magazine. Because those are due at North Texas. so I better get cracking on it. Just trying to make that, make that make sense there as a tabletop. Let's see if it'll ruin it to do like little stink lines inside of it. Back out there. I don't think that it needs these stink lines, so I'm gonna take them off. I saw, I didn't watch it as it happened, but I saw all the recaps, of course. It was nice. Good for them. Some good news in the world. For, a little bit of the news stream was positivity. Alright, I can see where I screwed up his little hat here, so I'm gonna just do one of those. And the shading layer. And then I'm going to come back to the ink layer here with a black brush. I always bet on black. And try not to screw this up too bad. There you go. Alright, now back down to the shading layer. And we'll pick up that light gray again. I can never remember which light gray I use, because I just grab one out of the swatches here. So sometimes I have to test it, like put it over what I've already drawn and see if it's lighter or darker. What did you think of the wedding there, Brad? Or Rom, you can chime in too. Anyone who wants to. There's 4 of you watching. It doesn't have to just be the 3 of us talking. For those of you who have recently tuned in, this is a true story about being crop dusted at a wedding a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I mean it was fine. Like I said, it was a good to hear a little bit of positivity in the news for once, or to have social media and the news sources all obsessing about something positive for 10 minutes. And then we get another school shooting, but I don't, if it was, I don't really care about the wedding at all, but I don't belittle anybody who does. It's good. Little escapism, I guess. Alright, so how did we have his tie here? We got this guy's gray and this guy's gray. Little shadow underneath there. Do a shadow over here? No. All right. So my D&D group is coming over tonight. Finally, we're supposed to play every 2 weeks, but we missed the last one, so it's been a month at least. I can't remember if we canceled the one before that either. And the DM and I, the current DM and I, switch back and forth, and I think he's about at the end of his arc. So it means I'm going to be taking over again. And I think that he actually kind of was hinting that he doesn't want to do it anymore. Like his brothers want him to run another game over Skype in Roll20, and how he can't keep two campaigns, straight at once as far as the storytelling and stuff goes. So I think that was maybe a hint that he wants me to take back over full-time DM duties. So I wouldn't mind it. I can always, jump in somewhere else. I can always jump back into your game, Rom, if I'm feeling like I want to play. This is just crazy. It just keeps making itself jump around. Jump around. Alright, so I think that I'm going to fill his whole jacket in with gray. Yeah, try to keep this just down to the three, black, white, and a middle gray. Eventually, maybe the strip will go color. But I try to just, keep it easy. Keep it simple. So you have to decide, where you want the tones to be. Come on now. There we go. My pen wasn't following me there for a second. His gloves can be white. There you go, which kind of makes it pointless that I put those shadows under his armpit, but that's okay. He's Brad. He's the one that does Call of Cthulhu. It's a really fun. He's a good DM or GM, I guess. All right, just sorry for the silence there, guys. I was just trying to concentrate on using this big fat brush to fill in those kind of somewhat skinny lines. Yeah, I think that worked out okay. Fill his boots in. Yeah, Rom, any casualties yet? Well, I guess, huh? We had that one. The doctor, right? Now that I'm looking at these boots, I want to go back into the ink layer with the black and give them some better soles on the bottoms of these things. But that can wait until we're done here on this layer. All right. Get some shadow down here on the ground. We'll of course be throwing in some halftones, like we always do. Oops. Zoom out a little bit. So looking at this, I think I want this balloon to be up here, and then I'm going to throw in a bonus J-Puff right here. Just for continuity. Now, as long as I've got that black ink going, I'm gonna go and do those boots. Do the boots. Yeah, my character just jumped out the car. Jumped out of the car. That was how we ended when I had to leave the game. She just said, "See you later, nerds." I feel like that. Yeah, it was okay. I was gonna say I didn't feel like that was pressure sensitive, but all right. So let's go to shading. We'll get that guy there, and we're just gonna do the J-Puff. All right. Okay, so now we're gonna jump up to the balloon layer and draw in these balloons. Gotta make my brush smaller. How are we doing for time? We're a little bit over, but we started a little bit late, so hopefully you guys can stick with us. If not, you know, no big deal. Alright, and we're gonna draw some balloons on here. That one wasn't bad, but I'm gonna see if I can do it again. And then, yeah, that last panel doesn't even need dialogue. Let's save this. I haven't saved it in a while. Drinking reminded myself that I needed to save. Okay, and then we're going to get going with the halftones in the back. So we lock all the other layers, get to the halftone layer. I think that first panel is busy enough that we really don't even need it. So we'll just drop it here in the second panel. Okay. Switch those out. And here's the favorite part, everybody. Picking, where's my swatches? There we go. Picking a swatch that's not too invasive. That one's not bad. And then, I think for the next panel, I will make the shape of it the entire back wall, maybe. So we go here. I gotta turn off the snap. There you go. Hold on. So what is happening is that it's trying to snap to certain points on an invisible grid, and I need a little bit more flexibility than that, so I just turned off the snap to grid. Zoom in here so I can get a little bit more precise. And I'm just going around and I'm drawing in a shape. And we'll see after I'm done whether it would have been better just to do a big rectangle and then paint white out like we normally do. But we're already kind of invested in this, so let's just give it a shot. There's usually, multiple ways to do anything. So I'm just placing little points. Although I noticed that, the hole in his ear flap and the negative space behind his epaulets isn't going to have the halftone pattern in it once we get this all figured out. And that little spot between his, the hollow of his armpit. But we can either go in and make those shapes separately or just not worry about it because it really doesn't matter. Alright, so let's deselect that and see how it looks. That, I think, is a little bit too busy for the background, so I'm going to make it a less... See, that one's even not bad. But something like that could be better. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to go in here with the shape brush again, or the pen tool, and just make another shape here in his armpit. So basically, it's remembering what pattern I have on that shape in the back, and it's just putting in its own new shape. they won't match up, but it's kind of such a random distribution of dots anyway that doesn't really matter. See that one? What did it got one dot in there? Oh, in his ear hole here. That one doesn't look like. Oh, it got one extra dot in there. Okay. So as long as we did it, that's fine. And then I always like to have kind of like a secondary shape too. So like maybe an oval here on the ground with the same pattern, a couple of them maybe. Alright, so then we just need to deal with Troll here. And what we might do is we can either paint in his face. We might as well just do that. Let's paint in his face. With the blob brush and white. And we'll get a nice big brush going. We'll get that 7 back up in here or something. Alright, and we just paint in. Now, like this in the same instance, we could have used that shape tool to make a shape of white all the way around, where we're filling in right now. But this will work. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, really. Just gotta be a little bit careful when I get out here. And as always, I'm sure I'll miss a spot and there'll be an errant dot that pops in somewhere. I guess less so when the dots are so big, like in the background here. But once we're done with this, I'll zoom out and I'll see if that first panel needs any halftoning in it. But I think it's okay. I think it's pretty busy as it is, unless I want to add halftones to the fart, to the stinkwaft, the stinkwaffe. Which I notice I got 3 lines. I don't have 4 total lines. Yeah, let's try that. I hate to see something look so empty. I'm also going to put like an oval here and just pick up like this, that kind of tone. And then for this one, we're going to zoom in, and I'll just stick them all together. So we're back to that pen tool, the shape tool, and we're just clicking points along the dark outline. And right now it's filling the outside, but we'll designate it to fill the inside. Yeah, so we're going pretty long this time, but that's all right. We had a few technical errors, a few operator errors, and I was just kind of out of it this morning anyway. Got to do all my homework, find out all the times I've paid that stupid insurance, figure out why it's almost triple this month. This is only my 2nd month on the actual, ACA insurance, and I've had to call them like 4 times already because they sent me a bunch of different bills, and I would get the bill like on the 15th, and it would say that it was due by the 10th, and just all this other nonsense. So it's just a real shit show. We'll just see what kind of pattern makes for good stank lines. You know, that one might not be bad because it's the same as the next panel. Yeah. Cancel. Alright. Let's see here. I wanted to try a couple more patterns just to see. I can't decide if I like it being the same pattern as Troll in the next one or not. That one's a little heavy-handed. But heavy dots are actually also kind of nice. What if I went to the ink layer and deleted just this one line? Come on. Yeah, I think that's better, rather than having the 3 lines kind of confusing. Alright, and I think I'm going to mess around with this here. This ink layer, these two guys, I'm going to make them a dark gray instead of that black. And the black was just a little too heavy. There you go. Okay, yeah, I think that works. So let's just see how the whole thing reads here. I'm toying with the with the wording here, with the pace, with the tone. I really like having the third panel just be just the guy all side eye. I think that worked out all right. It's making me laugh, so you know, you can't go wrong. Some jerk just crop dusted. I think we can get rid of the ugh and send some jerk just crop dusted us. Who does that? Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. Some jerk just crop dusted us. Who does that? I bet it was that guy over there. And then side eye. Yeah, okay, cool. I like it. I like it. Hopefully you guys like it too. Well, I think that's it. I'm going to save that. And this first strip is done for the week. And the next strip is going to be a continuation of the story. Troll goes over there and confronts the crop duster. Should be pretty fun. All right, so thanks for tuning in, guys. Sorry for the technical difficulties, but by now I know you're used to them. I am, and yeah, hopefully maybe Twitch. You guys can tune in at 1 p.m. I'm gonna be working on something. We'll figure it out. I got a lot to do. I have so much to do. I'm so even kind of stressed out about all the conventions and festivals and things, and my niece's high school graduation, and my parents coming in from Colorado. All this is thrown in for the next four weeks, but you know, we'll get it done. It's gonna get handled. So anyway, tune in Wednesday at 10, every weekday at 1, and we are gonna make some arts. Have a good one, guys.